Hi, I'm Sonya. I've been a pastry chef for the past 20 years, and today I'm here to show you all of the recipes that I've gathered throughout that time. If you're a chocolate lover, you're gonna love these lapsang souchong chocolate cookies with sea salt. They're a perfect way to just have a quick recipe, but have a little something extra to your sablé cookies. So I'm going to tell you today what we have for this recipe. What you're gonna need is unsalted butter that's cubed at room temperature. You're gonna need granulated sugar. We're also going to be using a special tea today, which is a Chinese tea. It's called lapsang souchong, and it has a nice smoky flavor. It's gonna pair really nicely with our cocoa. In this bowl, I have my all-purpose flour, my cocoa powder with a bit of salt, and that's it. So we're gonna start by creaming our unsalted butter here with our white sugar. Now we're gonna be creaming the butter and the sugar together, and you're going to put it on a low to medium speed. So while this is creaming together, in the meantime, we're gonna grind our lapsang souchong tea in a spice grinder. If you don't have an electric one at home, you can always use just a handheld morel and pestle. So once you have a nice fine powder, now we're gonna be mixing it in with the rest of our dry ingredients that are gonna eventually go back into the mixer with our butter and our sugar. So now it's time to add in our dry ingredients. We're gonna keep it at a low speed and then slowly add it in and incorporate it to our butter and our sugar. So now when your dough is ready and it's nice and firm, we're going to take down the bowl and the palette, and we're going to roll out each dough on the table into nice long logs before we cut them and put them on baking trays. So now with a bench scraper, you're going to go around the bowl and just release the dough and put it out onto a floured workstation. So you can take a bit of flour here and just sprinkle it on the table and release your dough out onto the flour. Then we're going to take our hands and just manipulate it to bring the dough together on your work surface until it comes into a nice firm dough. Then we're going to be rolling it out into logs. We're going to divide the dough into two. From there, we're going to do each individual log separately, and we're going to put them in the fridge to cool before we cut them. I'm actually going to need some parchment paper too. So after you've done rolling out your logs, we need some parchment paper to finally roll them in and fold them into the parchment paper so we can actually place them in the fridge for half an hour so they firm up nicely. So now, after 30 minutes, you're going to take out your cookies from the fridge and undo them from the parchment paper. You're going to take a cutting board and place the log on each one at a time and just trim off the edges. And then we're going to cut them into 2-centimeter cookies. So after you've cut each cookie individually, we're going to take a tray with the parchment paper. This is a tray that is 18 inches by 13 inches, and the parchment paper is so that your cookies don't stick to the bottom. Now we're just going to space them a little bit on the tray, and we're going to cook these in an oven at 350 degrees for 12 minutes. But before we put them in the oven, we need just a little bit of sea salt. So we're just going to sprinkle each one with just a little bit on the top to give a nice balance to that smoky, chocolatey flavor. So they're going to go into the oven in the middle tray. We're gonna do 8 minutes first and then rotate and another 8 minutes. So now when your timer goes off for the last 8 minutes, your cookies are ready to take out. You're just going to take them out and cool on the counter for about 30 to 40 minutes. So once your cookies are out of the oven, you can just let them cool on the counter. This recipe will yield about 30 cookies, about this size, and you can cook them at 350 degrees for 16 minutes always doing 8 minutes first, stopping it halfway through, rotating the tray, and then another 8 minutes. So now you have your beautiful lapsang souchong chocolate cookies with a sprinkle of sea salt on the top. And we're just going to plate them up here on a nice plate to present to your friends, family, or even to bring them to a potluck. Et voila! For any chocolate lover, these are a great cookie to have. And also there's a little bit of hint of that smokiness in there with the tea. So you actually are giving a little bit of a surprise to your guests. So thank you for joining me on this cookie recipe. I hope you enjoy them. And in the comments below, please just write me whatever kind of cookie recipe or anything else you would like to bake with me. And I will be happy to give you those videos later on. So this is a great recipe to share with your friends. And don't forget, like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you next time.